Good afternoon, good people. This is P9 with another vlog, and I am here in the city of Eddyville, Kentucky. Eddyville is the county seat of Lyon County with a population of 2,554 residents. And Eddyville is an important tourist city due to its close proximity to Lake Barkley. And it's also the home of the historic Kentucky State Penitentiary. Which is still functional. But here we are right here in the downtown area of Eddyville. And this is the downtown park. They have a little pavilion over there. And this park is located on Main Street. So they have a trail around all these trees. Now, Eddyville was settled around 1798 around the Cumberland River, between the Cumberland River and Lake Barkley. It became the seat of Livingston County when it was formed in 1799, then the seat of Caldwell County upon its formation in 1809, and finally the seat of Lyon County upon its establishment in 1854. So Eddyville has been a county seat for at least 3 counties throughout the history. And there's a butterfly garden right here. It's a garden with a bunch of flags and also a bunch of butterfly monuments. It's right here by this garden, and the butterfly garden right here at this marker basically articulates the benefit of butterflies to the ecosystem as pollinators and food sources for other wildlife. Because of increased road and housing development, butterfly habitats are constantly diminished. But you can provide a butterfly habitat in your own yard by planting leafy plants for caterpillars and nectar-rich flowers for adult butterflies. And butterflies have a unique cycle. They believe they begin their life as an egg. A very tiny caterpillar emerges and begins feeding on its host plant. Caterpillars molt, aka shed their skin, usually around 5 times before they pupate to form a chrysalis. Finally, an adult butterfly emerges, spreads its wings, and flies away to continue the life cycle. This type of development is complete metamorphosis. So let's give you guys a little biology lesson, you know what I'm saying, right here on this marker. And here are the many different species of butterflies here in western Kentucky. You have the monarch butterfly, which is usually found around marshes, meadows, and roadsides, and they generally migrate thousands of miles to Florida, California, and Mexico, where they hibernate for winter. And you also have the painted lady butterflies. They're generally found around gardens and fields. And then you have the eastern comma butterflies, found in deciduous woodlands, marshes, and swamps. The red admiral, found in marshes, moist fields, moist parks, and yards. And the red spotted purple, found in deciduous or mixed forests, moist uplands, and valley bottoms. So yeah, you know, this is the many species of butterflies. And this garden was made possible by the Lyon County Conservation District Youth Board, the Caldwell County Area Tech Center welding class, and the acreage farm supply in the city of Eddyville, and is also dedicated in memory of Kenneth Cotton, former supervisor of Lyon County Soil Conservation District, who served from January 1997 to June 15, 2012. So this is a really nice history lesson on butterflies and its importance to not only Western Kentucky, but just, you know, nature in general, the wildlife in general. So really nice little garden right there. Of course, you have all the American flags right here. And this brings us over here to the Lyon County Judicial Center. So this is the courthouse for Lyon County. They have the Veterans Plaza, which of course has the flags in commemoration to the veterans who served in the multitude of wars throughout the history. You have a tank right here. And you also have the monuments right over here. This is in memory of those who served Lyon County during the Korean Vietnam War. Then you have a list of those who from Lyon County who served in World War I, II, Korean and Vietnam War. This is a monument and a marker stone for Andrew Jackson Smith, who was a Medal of Honor recipient, who was born in Lyon County, Kentucky, and he served as a member of the 55th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry of the U.S. Army. He was awarded Medal of Honor for extraordinary valor in the face of deadly enemy fire at the Battle of Honey Hill in South Carolina on November 30th, 1864. His Medal of Honor citation reads in part, and here is the quote: "Forced into a narrow gorge crossing the swamp in the face of the enemy position, the 55th Color Sergeant was killed by an exploding shell, and Corporal Smith took the regimental colors from his hand and carried them through heavy grape and canister fire. Although half of the officers and a third of the enlisted men engaged in the fight were killed or wounded, Corporal Smith continued to expose himself to the enemy fire by carrying the colors throughout the battle. Through his actions, the regimental colors of the 55th Infantry Regiment were not lost to the enemy. Corporal Andrew Jackson Smith's extraordinary valor in the face of deadly enemy fire is in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon him. The 55th Regiment in the United States Army." So there goes that brother right there, who basically wasn't going to go out like no chump, you know. You know, he said he was going to go out, but he was going to go out in a blaze of glory. So shout out to Andrew Jackson Smith, the Medal of Honor recipient, served during the Civil War. So that's a nice little monument right there outside of Lyon County Courthouse. And that's the side of the building. I'm gonna walk around the front. I'm also right across the street from Eddyville City Hall, which is that building right there in front of me. But this is the front of the Lyon County Judicial Center. And also across the street you have a drugstore called the Lyon Drug Store. So this is, in a nutshell, is the downtown area of Eddyville, but there's more to check out, so stay tuned. From the town of Eddyville, this is the Kentucky State Penitentiary that I mentioned earlier. It's also known as the Castle on the Cumberland, and it's a maximum security and supermax prison right here on the shores of Lake Barkley on the Cumberland River. And this thing is huge, but this is only the side of it. But it sits over here, right across from the Lyon County Museum. It's the Beatty Center right here. And I'm gonna make my way down to the riverfront or the lakefront, whichever you want to refer to it as. The Lake Barkley itself is a 58,000 acre reservoir which spans multiple counties in western Kentucky, which include Livingston, Lyon, and Trigg counties. And it also extends into Stewart County and Houston County in the state of Tennessee. But yeah, that's the main entrance this way to the Kentucky State Pen. Look at that. Look at that beautiful lake right here on this early summer afternoon. Now, facing this lakefront is the home of Dr. George M. Huggins, also known as G.M. Huggins, who was an early doctor of Eddyville. He was asked to judge sanity of William Kelly. Kelly's dream of a material more malleable and stronger than iron, and experiments using cold air led to charges of insanity. Huggins, familiar with iron ore, found Kelly sane and judged his idea practical. Kelly won patent to manufacture steel in U.S. in 1857. So wow, that's crazy that somebody with such an innovative idea gets deemed or gets accused of being insane. But that's how a lot of people who are innovative, they put forth they propose certain ideas, and some people look at them like they're crazy. People who don't really understand their vision, that's interesting. So yeah, deemed him sane so that he could get that patent for the manufacture steel. So that's a really cool story to read on that marker facing the Cumberland River and Lake Barkley. But that was his home right here, I guess. It's cool to have a home facing the lake. And this is also the site of the last skirmish in Kentucky during the Civil War. And this overlooks the site, which is now underwater, where the last significant Civil War skirmish east of the Mississippi River occurred. It was on April 29th, 1865, where U.S. force under Captain S.M. Overby, driven back after attacking about 140 Confederates from Army of Northern Virginia under Colonel L.A. Seibert. Casualties on both sides, supplies captured. By May 6th, most of the Confederates killed or were captured. So interesting history to learn about Lake Barkley and its role in the Civil War. And before I leave Eddyville, just want to get this image of this boat passing by on the lake. As you can see, really nice day to go boating. But that does it for Eddyville. I'm gonna go check out another town on Lake Barkley called Kuttawa, so stay tuned. I am here at the Kuttawa Recreation Area here on Lake Barkley. And this is a really scenic area in the land between the lakes. And back that way, they actually have a hiking trail and a bike route. But we're going to proceed into the town of Kuttawa, right alongside Lake Barkley in the Cumberland River. And there's a marker that talks about iron manufacturing in Kentucky, a major producer since 1791. Kentucky ranked 3rd in the U.S. in the 1830s, 11th in 1965. Charcoal, timber, native ore, limestone supplied material for numerous furnaces, making pig iron, utensils, munitions in the Hanging Rock, Red River, Between Rivers, Rolling Fork, Green River regions. Old charcoal furnace era ended by depletion of ore and timber and the growth of railroads. So this was during the industrial era. Also, you had the new Union Forge, which stood a quarter mile southeast, and it was built between 1846 and 1847 on the site of older facilities by William Kelly to process pig iron from nearby blast furnaces, kettles to refine sugar, boilerplate iron among products. Here Kelly began to develop the so-called Bessemer steel making process, for which he received a patent. Closed in 1857. And Chas Anderson laid out the town of Kuttawa here in 1870. Okay, interesting. So keep this in mind. This was a few decades before the establishment of Birmingham, Alabama and Bessemer, Alabama, before they became heavyweights in iron manufacturing. So shout out to Birmingham. So Kuttawa was a huge, played a huge role in pig iron manufacturing during the mid 1800s. But we're right here on the shores of Lake Barkley. And there's a lot of recreational activities to indulge in here. They have a volleyball court right here, as you can see. And also it's a lot of nice private residencies that sit alongside the lake, as you can see over here. Being that it's Kentucky too, a lot of these homes probably don't even cost that much, you know. You have a playground over here. And what's nice is that they have areas where you could, they have like grills over here. So you can come over here and put some on the grill and actually sit over here and chill and just chill alongside the lakefront. It's really cool. And it also sits across this marina. So that's really nice. Look at all the wood right here. Look at all this wood right here. It's really nice. Wood from the trees. I think that's pretty cool that it sits right over here, right on the shoreline. And if you look even further down that way, like way across the way in the distance, that might be the penitentiary. It looks like it's possibly the penitentiary. But yeah, imagine living in one of these homes and being able to wake up and go to sleep right around this really peaceful lake. It's really nice. It's really cool. For those that can afford it, I mean, they might have some pretty, I mean, depending on, you might be able to get a house, if I had to estimate, maybe within the $250,000-$300,000 range on the lakefront. Because again, this is Kentucky. Kentucky is not a really expensive state to live in, you know, for housing and whatnot. So I don't know. But it's a really nice area to relax and potentially raise a family. I'm here at the Kuttawa Harbor. This is the marina on the harbor. And as you can see, all the boats right there. Nice place to go fishing and boating. And right by this harbor, or right on the harbor rather, is this restaurant that sells barbecue. It's called Hoobies at Kuttawa Harbor. So nice logo right there of the mermaid, and then its slogan, life is good, Hoobies, where every hour is happy hour. Okay. It's like a pretty cool restaurant. Play music and everything like that. And check this out. They have what's called a cannonball run, Kuttawa Cannonball Run. Guess where a bunch of boaters and power boats meet up and socialize, all that good stuff. So if you're into boating and are unfamiliar with Kuttawa, this would be a pretty cool place to do that, especially if you're into power boating. Got a couple golf carts out here, or go-karts. We got this nice artwork by Sava Jane, or Sava Jane. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But greetings from Old Kuttawa is what it says. Has a picture of the different colors, the orange, red, yellow, the sun. It's really nice, and you can see again, you can see those homes. These are nice homes. Look like a couple of these houses look like they were built recently, like the ones in front. Looks like they were built not recently. I wonder if those are vacation homes or if they like strictly full-time residences. They're really nice though. And again, this is known as Old Town Kuttawa. So again, you have the trail right here. You have a walking trail. And you have the other side of the marina over here, right on the shore. Nice, huh, guys? So if you're into boating, I mean, you really would enjoy this place. If you're into power boating and fishing, of course. I like fishing myself. You got a few of the geese right here. So it's a nice way to really enjoy nature. Like real talk. Real talk. And that will bring us to the close of this particular vlog. The Eddyville / Kuttawa Lake Barkley vlog. For those who made it this far, thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell, and make sure you hit all under notifications. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And also, if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate to either the PayPal or the Buy Me a Coffee. Links are in the description box as well as in the bio. Any donations, big or small, will greatly be appreciated, and all donations will go back into the channel as far as content creation is concerned. So thanks everybody for your support, and thanks again for watching. See you guys on the next one. Have a great day.